Sports here on News Radio 600 WMT. Joined on the Newsmaker line by Pavlina Osta. She joins me this morning. Pavlina, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me on.
I'm glad to have you on. She's the author of 20 Things Every Motivated 20-Something Should Know. There's a new study by e-commerce retailer Declutter that revealed 70% of respondents who are Gen Z say that financial security is a key focus for them. Start off by, who's Gen Z?
Yes. So first of all, Generation Z they're right under millennials. So they're everyone, from 18 to 25.
Okay. Gotcha. Now,
yes,
it's one of those things where we have, I'm early 50s, right? We tend to think of as younger generations as not as spendthrift as we are. This is saying that that's not correct, isn't it?
Well, okay, so Gen Z and millennials, as much hate as they get, whether it's, buying avocado toast over paying rent sometimes or, like little things like that, or not being able to function in a workplace or, just wanting to go to therapy instead of doing other things. They have a bad rep with certain things. But this new study is showing that Generation Z has money in stocks. They're saving money. On average, they're saving $387, in monthly earnings. They're saving that money. They're putting it into stocks. They're not going to college as much. They're going to trade schools.
Yeah.
So they're also, they may be coined generation, the anxious and depressed and everything else generation, but they're also, generation savvy. They're very savvy with thrifting clothes instead of buying new, things like that. Like they're very savvy in how they want to save their money.
See, that's really interesting because that's something I'm involved with, an organization that promotes, that says, hey, not every kid should be going to college because not every kid's made for college. Maybe you should be an entrepreneur. Maybe you should be in the trades. And it sounds like there are a lot of kids who are that age, or a lot of adults age 18 to 25 now, who they are the ones that are starting to think that way. What does that change? What is that change attributed to? Any idea?
So I think it's a lot of they have seen, the 9 to 5 with their parents. That's not a cute look. That's no fun. Why would I want to be posting on my Instagram about my 9 to 5 job? That's super boring. We're not about it. Millennials and especially Gen Zs are really known for wanting to have experiences. They want to, to live life. And I think the best way they've seen that they could do that is, by maybe selling products online, and that way they only have to work a couple hours a day. They can automate it, and then they can go travel the world and live their best life. And I think more and more are starting to see that, whether it's like social media, being a social media influencer or a blogger in some way, or, you know what I mean? Like they're finding different ways to not have that typical 9 to 5. And they can go out and do more of what they want, which is like having brunch and going and doing experiences, basically, which is what they'd rather be doing all day anyway. So why not, make a lot of money, be able to afford all the things that you want, and then go live your life.
Experiential life. You know what? That's not a bad thing. I was listening to one podcast that I listened to. Somebody just decried that whole thing. I'm like, okay, it's not like they're not trying to make a better life for other people as well. They just want to enjoy the life that they're living alongside it. The author of 20 Things Every Motivated 20-Something Should Know, Pavlina Osta, joining me here on News Radio 600 WMT. You may see her on Newsmax. She's got a new podcast, If God Had a Podcast, and you say it's focused on improving you for a better us. That really gets along to everything you've just been talking about right there with this Gen Z group, right?
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us here on News Radio 600 WMT in the morning show.